side wall for me, but the right side wall for the other guy. Then this wall, that is also same. Then what is your home? What is your home? What is home? He said, Swamiji, space. He listened to some Vedanta classes and said space. I said, you are intelligent, I appreciate it, but I have a small problem with that. The problem is, space cannot be divided. Space has no parts. Therefore, if suppose this much ice cream is there, you can take a small piece of it and say this is mine. Ice cream or cake, that is what they do. You cannot do that with the space. A big space is there, I carve out certain amount of space for myself, and this is my space. It doesn't work like that. Then he asked me, Swamiji, then where is my home? I said, you don't have a home. So this is the mistake he did to invite me for Graha Pravesha. Therefore, so the point is, when the pot is broken, the space is not broken. In the example, suppose due to some earthquake, God forbid, but suppose it happens, half of the building collapses and half is standing intact. Now you tell me, what happened to the spaces inside these 10 apartments, and what about the spaces in the other 10 apartments? Is there any difference between these spaces and those spaces? There is no difference. There is no difference. It just doesn't matter whether the apartment is standing or it has collapsed. Space is space. Apartment standing does not embellish the space. Apartment collapsed does not make space anything different. You are that. Space like light, light of awareness, space like nahanyate hanyamane sharire. This is what the teacher tells the student. You find yourself. Next, nadatte kasyachit papam. You see, in the entire Gita, I found one verse which is devastating to some of the practices of the religion as practiced by the masses. One verse. That's why I generally do not go for that verse. I generally don't go. But Shankara quoted it. So what to do? Therefore, I will look at that verse briefly, and I advise you, you go to Shankara Bhashyam and read it. Okay? So, I don't want to be the Papala Bhairava all the time. There is a proverb like that in Telugu. So, all bad things you put on somebody's head. No, I don't want it anymore. You read. You are all students of Vedanta. I am saying about the students of Vedanta. I give a brief description. You are students of Vedanta. You know Sanskrit. You are studying a course of 3.5 years. Therefore, you must be privileged enough, or you must be equipped enough to go to the Bhashya and study and get the meaning out of it. I leave it to you. Okay? Now, just I give a brief description of that quote. Nadatte kasyachit papam. Suppose here Atma is Paramatma. Atma is Brahma. Arey bhai, the God that you want to worship. You want to worship God. God bless you. That is a good aspiration. I appreciate you for entertaining such an idea itself. But then, the God that you want to worship is in you, is with you, is you. Tatvamasi. Okay? Now, you mean to say God is here? Yeah. No, we thought God is out there. This is the fixed point problem. God is a fixed point. That is what you think. You are wrong. God is not a fixed point. nor you are a fixed point. You see, unless you... Do you want to know what is Atma? Do you want to... Is that what you want? Or you are here for some fun? I am asking seriously. What is it you want? I imagine in my innocent way that you all want to know Atma. And then I realize that these guys are not interested in all that. They have an interest in something else. This is unacceptable. You want to know Atma? I am challenging you. If so, you first settle 2 points. One, you are not a fixed point, trying to get another fixed point called God. That is not Atma Jnana. One, that is dualistic religion. Two, there is no continuity to you. Time has no meaning for you. I am not talking about chronological time. I am always talking of the psychological time. Unless otherwise mentioned, it is always psychological time. According to which I have to conclude the class now in another 2-3 minutes, and then I will come back to the class at 3:30. That is chronological. So this continuity is not for you. If you want to know Atma, you take care of these 2 points. That's it. So if God is in you, God is not a fixed point there. There or there. God is in you as well. Everywhere and also in you. Then if God is in this space, which is fine, because space has no punya papa, and so cannot contaminate God one way or the other. Suppose there is a fragrance, some spray is there. You go there, some fragrance will stick to you. Suppose some foul smell is there. You go there, some foul smell will stick to you. Right? You see, I used to work in an organic chemistry laboratory. And then the work is over, and then I come out and go to some office. They say, dear sir, you are smelling very bad. I used to say, I am not smelling, I am all right. No sir, you don't know, you are smelling. I used to work on sulfur compounds, so they smell. So, therefore, so there is some foul smell. So, it sticks to you. Right? So, like that, if God is here, and there is another fixed point called Jiva. Jiva is a fixed point, you know. That is the problem. So Jiva is a fixed point here, and God is here, but God is everywhere, you say. That is something funny for the dualistic people. But God is, they don't look at it that way generally. Anyway, so God is here. God may be everywhere. That is not the point. The point is God is here, yes. And I am here too. I am the fixed point. And then I have punya and papa. Will some of this punya go to God? Like when there is fragrance and you go there, you get some of that fragrance. When there is foul smell and you go there, you get some of it. Like that, some punya will God get? Some papa will God get? No. In fact, the discussion is not about God. It is about Atma. Atma is same as Brahman. So if you say Atma is not a fixed point, Atma is in the body but not of the body, if you say that, we have a doubt. There is punya papa in this body mind, upadhi. In this upadhi, there is punya and papa. Suppose you tell a lie, that is papa. You tell the truth, that is punya. You say, take to the sacred name of the Lord, that is punya. It is both are there in you. And if the blessed God is also sitting there, he must be getting some punya and some papa. No. What about Atma? Atma is the God. Atma, does it get punyam and papam? No. So, nadatte kasyachit papam, that much is written. The rest of it is nachaiva sukurutam vibhuhu. Vibhuhu means sarvavyapakaha Atma. You are not a fixed point, nor God is a fixed point. Now, what is it that separates you from God? Nothing separates you from God. Therefore, let us treat it as one, Atma. This Atma, will it not get some punya or papa from this upadhi? No, it doesn't get papa, nor it gets punya. Generally, people love, it doesn't get papa, good. It must be getting a lot of punyam. No. God will not take any punyam. No, suppose you offer and God takes, then that works against the very nature of God, right? So God becomes a fixed point right away. Therefore, so this punya papa, so that verse is only this much, that part. The punya papa, this business or this movement is only for the ahankara, the ego, which is the shadow, which is not real. That eternal, space-like, awareful being, which is not a fixed point, which is in the body but not off the body. Like electricity is in the fan, not off the fan. Fan is a fixed point. Electricity is not a fixed point. Fan is good or bad. A fan which is run by the electricity, good fan. Electricity becomes good? No, it doesn't become good. It runs a bad fan which is making a lot of noise. Electricity becomes bad? No, it doesn't become bad. Then what is electricity? Is it good or bad? It is neither good nor bad. The human mind is, it wants to label everything as good or bad. But electricity is something which you cannot label as good or bad. Atma neither has punyam in it nor papam in it. No punya papa for Atma. Na datte kasya chit papam na chaiva sukrutam vibhuhu. So, dear son, like that the Acharya is telling to the student. So you have to understand yourself correctly. You got all kinds of notions about yourself. So know yourself correctly. All negative till now, najayate, negative, na datte kasya, all na. So this is how the Acharya is introducing the Atma to the student. Now you tell me, do you feel as if you missed last year camp? No. It is a fresh beginning for this year camp. Roti, Om Purnamada Purnamada